Hi everyone, and welcome to Big Ideas Growing Minds. We're so happy you're here. Today's big idea comes from Alex Korb and his insightful book, The Upward Spiral. The book has the subtitle Using Neuroscience to Reverse the Cause of Depression, One Small Change at a Time, and is, in its essence, a guide on how to defend yourself against depression and anxiety. In the book, we learn that our brain and body work together as a system. The things we think, the habits we form, and the social activities we engage in all intertwine, putting us in either an upward spiral or a downward spiral. Let's walk you through the essential points conveyed in the book. The downward spiral. If you tell someone you're feeling depressed, they'll probably assume there must be an external cause and ask, why? According to Alex Korb, this isn't the right question. Instead, we need to look towards the complicated configuration of the human brain. The brain, very oversimplified, consists of a feeling brain and a thinking brain. The feeling brain is the limbic system, also known as the reptile brain. It's responsible for feelings and emotions. There's the thinking brain, called the prefrontal cortex, which enables us to reflect abstractly. When a person becomes depressed, it happens due to a dysfunction in the communication between these two brain parts. Thoughts and emotions start spinning out of control, creating a downward spiral, pulling you into a vortex of sadness, fatigue, and apathy. The good news is that recent science confirms that the brain, like the rest of the body, can be restored and improved through dedication and practice. Through incremental positive adjustments, you can trigger neurochemicals in your brain that counter stress, reduce anxiety, and put you back on an upward spiral. The upward spiral. Small steps in the right direction can have profound effects, giving you the power to become your best self as you literally reshape your brain. Here's a list of actions that can help you reverse the downward spiral. Exercise. The benefits of exercise are tremendous. You'll sleep better, regain focus, and feel more like socializing. Furthermore, it puts you in a better mood and reduces stress. Pro tip: start small and build from there. Make plans. By formulating plans and making decisions, you focus on essential things and shield yourself from distractions. Few things contribute to happiness more than setting goals and achieving them. Pro tip: make your goals challenging but achievable. Get sufficient sleep. Too little sleep or poor quality sleep harms you mentally and physically. It impairs your ability to focus and negatively affects your mood, stress levels, and blood pressure. Good sleep improves your memory and makes you a better decision maker. Pro tip: try to keep your sleep and wake times consistent. Change into your habits. Habits cause you to do things without thought. If you feel stressed or worried, you may unknowingly ticker bad habits like overeating or binge watching TV. This will most likely make you feel good in the short run but will inevitably hurt you in the long run. Pro tip: changing habits is challenging and will require determination. Set manageable and specific goals and keep at it. Use your body. Doing yoga with controlled breathing and stretching heightens your spirit, and a simple smile, even if forced, can change your mood. Pro tip: generate positive biofeedback by exuding confidence in your posture and gestures, by smiling and laughing, dancing, or playing your favorite music. Express gratitude. Gratitude makes you feel happier and healthier. Feel appreciation for something as simple as a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day, and it'll have a tremendous positive impact. Pro tip: write down all the things you feel grateful for and remember to tell people you appreciate them. Stop isolating. When depressed, you might avoid others to protect yourself from the potential emotional and physical pain of exclusion or rejection. Connecting with others reduces stress, anxiety, and hurt. Pro tip: put yourself out there. Don't hide. Reach out to the people you love. Talk with strangers or volunteer for a good cause. Seek professional help. Possibly you need extra help. Seeking a mental health professional can help to a great extent. Pro tip: medication and mindfulness seem to help most, especially when combined with psychotherapy. Bottom line: everything is interconnected. Gratitude improves sleep, sleep reduces pain, reduced pain improves your mood, improved mood reduces anxiety, which improves focus and planning, Focus and planning help with decision making. Decision making further reduces anxiety and improves enjoyment. Enjoyment gives you more to be grateful for, which keeps that loop of the upward spiral going. Next time you feel down, just remember that it's your brain stuck in a certain pattern of activity. Do something to change the pattern. Anything. Can't find a reason to get out of bed? Stop looking for one and simply get up. And there you have it. The Upward Spiral by Alex Korb in a nutshell. Today's big idea comes from Viktor Frankl and his best-selling book, Man's Search for Meaning. The book is divided into two parts. Part 1 chronicles Frankl's experiences as a concentration camp inmate during World War II. And Part 2 describes the psychotherapeutic method he developed after the war called logotherapy. Viktor E. Frankl was a professor and psychiatrist from Vienna. His personal story is quite tragic as his family was Jewish and suffered greatly in Nazi concentration camps during World War II. Frankl himself was lucky and survived, but sadly most of his family didn't make it through the war, including his parents and his beloved wife. During his time in the concentration camps, Frankl witnessed the absolute worst sides of humankind. We'll spare you the horrible stories he shares throughout the book, but let's say that human life had no value, and the living conditions were horrific, to say the least. Frankl saw with his own eyes the impact these circumstances had on him and his fellow inmates. The constant humiliations, the unbearable hunger, and the imminent threat of death significantly impacted the prisoners deeply, leaving them deprived of their precious selves. With the loss of identity followed a complete loss of morals and principles, and many of his fellow inmates lost all sense of decency as they fought to endure. Frankl himself was kept alive by a combination of sheer luck, hope to reunite with his family, and his decision to let fate take its course. See, as horrible as the circumstances were, Frankl realized he was free because he could decide how he would think and react. Frankl didn't have the power to walk away from the camp, but he had the power to master it. He discovered that even in the most horrible circumstances, human beings have choice. And with choice comes the power to control a situation, even when everything seems out of your control. You can choose your attitude and thereby establish meaning in every situation, even when things seem hopeless and full of despair. To quote Frankl himself, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." Frankl also discovered that those prisoners who had something to live for or believe in were the ones who survived. The ones who lost their hopes and sense of direction and gave up searching for meaning didn't live long. To quote Frankl himself, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how." Based on these realizations, Frankl founded a new therapeutic direction called logotherapy. Logotherapy guides patients to find purpose and meaning in their lives. It builds on the premise that what provides meaning differs from person to person, so each must choose their own path. Furthermore, logotherapy emphasizes that meaning can change daily or hourly and be found even in the smallest of things. So don't spend all waking hours searching for an overall meaning of life. Instead, look for meaning in everyday tasks and the relationships you have with your friends and family. Bottom line, whatever life throws at you, what truly matters is how you choose to respond to it. Everyone must find unique meaning in their lives and then go out and fulfill it. And there you have it, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl in a nutshell.
Today's big idea comes from Joe Dispenza and his extraordinary book, You Are the Placebo. The book has the subtitle, Making Your Mind Matter, and is, in its essence, a roadmap to self-healing and increased tranquility. Combining the latest research in neuroscience, psychology, biology, behavioral conditioning, and quantum physics, the book demystifies the working of the placebo effect and shows how the seemingly impossible can become possible. Fundamentally, the book asks the question, is it possible to replicate the principles of the placebo effect and produce significant changes in your personal health solely through methodical focus and deliberate intention? Let's walk you through the highlights of the book. What is the placebo effect? The placebo effect can be defined as a beneficial health outcome resulting solely from a person's anticipation of a current intervention. Common placebos include inert tablets like sugar pills, inert injections like saline, sham surgery, and other fake medical procedures. It is often used in clinical trials to test the effectiveness of treatments, most frequently in drug studies. For instance, people in one group get the actual drug while the others receive an inactive drug or placebo. The participants in the clinical trial don't know if they received the real thing or the placebo. This way, the researchers can measure if the drug works by comparing how both groups react. Be your own placebo. Until recently, the placebo effect was generally considered a sort of trickery of the mind. However, one striking study challenged this perception. The researchers followed a group of patients with irritable bowel syndrome who saw their symptoms improve dramatically after they took a placebo. This in itself is amazing, but what really puzzled the researchers was that this happened despite the patients well knowing that the drug was a placebo, hence suggesting that we may harness the placebo effect without tricking ourselves or others. According to Dispenza, a crucial component for understanding the placebo effect is recognizing that the conscious mind makes up only 5% of who we are. The remaining 95% is made up of our subconscious mind. The trick to harnessing the effects of the placebo is to tap into the vast resources of the subconscious. In other words, the placebo effect is more than positive thinking. It's creating a stronger connection between the brain and body, the known and the unknown, the conscious and the subconscious. How's it done? The skill of becoming your own placebo is built by changing your thoughts. You must break free of the vicious cycle of thinking the same thoughts, which leads to doing the same things, which leads to getting the same result, which again leads to feeling the same feelings, which finally leads back to thinking the same thoughts. You break the cycle by adopting the placebo mentality. This means becoming more mindful and in touch with your inner consciousness, changing your attitude, and genuinely believing that simply through thought you can make a real difference. If you want your new thoughts to result in unique outcomes and hence change your destiny, you must go beyond the analytical mind and into the very operating system of the subconscious. Meditation is an effective tool for accomplishing this. Dispenza suggests meditating daily for at least 45 minutes. Always start your meditation practice by combining a clear vision of your desired future with an elevated emotion, hence convincing your mind and body that the future you are picturing is already a reality. Only this way will you be able to change your brain's circuitry and your body's genetic expressions. You can find a link to a long line of guided meditations on Dispenza's website, drjoedispenza.com. Here are a few general tips for meditation. Meditating just before bedtime or just after waking up is optimal. Choose a quiet place where you can be alone uninterrupted. Wear loose clothing and remove any distractions. Sit in a comfortable chair or cross-legged on the floor. And there you have it. You are the Placebo by Joe Dispenza in a nutshell. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to give it a like. Take care and see you soon.